Welcome to our first ever official, unofficial Sea of Thieves podcast. A podcast dedicated to Sea of Thieves and sometimes other rare games, but mainly Sea of Thieves. Today, in the first episode, we'll be discussing the latest update, Cruise of Rage, and we will discuss our wishes for future Sea of Thieves content at the end. So, sit back, relax, do the dishes, or play some video games, go fish in Sea of Thieves, that's actually what I do, while you listen to our beautiful voices. And voices is plural, since I'm here with my beautiful co-host, Old Buccaneer.
Hi guys, I'm Old Buccaneer. It's nice to meet you. Been playing Sea of Thieves for a while. You guys might know me from different videos such as how to solo the Skeleton Fleet and also how to solo the Ashen Skeleton Ships. But it's really awesome to be here. It's nice to see you guys, and I hope we can provide you with some really fantastic content today.
All right, let's try that out. And we're both in different time zones, which was a bit hard to find the correct time to do this. I think you're just woke up, right? And drinking your coffee?
Yep. I am.
All right, and I'm drinking some liquor because it's carnival over here, which I hope to go out soon after this podcast. All right. So
Awesome.
Before we get into this, if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to leave any questions in the comments. We will do our best to answer them as soon as we can. And we might discuss those questions, if they're any good. Might discuss them in our next podcast. So feel free to ask us anything about Sea of Thieves, about Rare, and maybe the other games, because I'm a big Rare fan, or about our channels. Just anything you want to ask, you can put it in the comments. So let's start discussing the latest update, which is, of course, Cruise of Rage, which released last Wednesday, the February 19th, I think. So yeah, let's get into this. Buck, what are your general impressions of this update?
I think this update is super cool. I love the fact that they've introduced a new Chest of Rage, because for the last week, all I've been doing is running around trying to figure out ways I can wreck other people with it. I'm very excited for the potential it has.
Okay, well, you did discuss my favorite feature too, the new chest. But if I'm honest, I'm a bit disappointed with the rest. I try not to be negative, but we have this fort, Molten Sands, and it's the only fort this update, which is a bit, I don't know, I don't really like the fact that we're stuck with that. Also, I do update reviews. I don't know if you know them. I think you watched them, and I make my clips for that, and it was done really fast. I did one voyage, took me about 2 hours, and I was like, all right, I kind of got 80% of all the clips I already needed. So yeah, it's fine. I like the update because I like Sea of Thieves, but yeah, it's another small one, I think. Well.
Yep.
Yeah, are you ready to go into the next topic?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, because that's the Chest of Rage. I think you talked about it a little bit earlier. So yeah, tell me what you think about it.
Oh, Chest of Rage. I absolutely love the lore of cursed chests in Sea of Thieves. It is just so awesome to have that in there. And this one is probably my favorite one so far. It does do a lot of damage, but the amount of shenanigans that you can get into with a Chest of Rage is absolutely phenomenal, which I kind of want to get into a little bit later when we talk about one of the accommodations. But
oh, right.
Yeah, I'll tell you some of the stuff I've been doing.
I was wanting to ask you, what are the shenanigans you got into?
Oh, so much fun. But yeah, we'll get into that. But yeah, this thing, it just has a lot of potential. I mean, we could start taking out skeleton forts with it. We could do the same thing that we did with the snakes, where you basically just litter an entire fort full of chests of rage. It has unlimited options. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's true, and it is actually really easy to farm those in this update.
It is. It
is. We've done it too. It's ridiculous how easy you can farm these chests and get a lot of gold. So we'll discuss that too. We'll get into that. But the thing I want to ask you is, you said lore, and I don't really get the lore behind the chests. So can you go a bit in depth in that?
Yeah, sure. So, Rare actually stated earlier this week that all of the chests in the game, the Crying Chest, the Drunken Chest, and also the Chest of Rage, are actually the spirits of contained pirates. And in the case of the Chest of Rage, they were saying that they're very angry spirits, which is why they kind of flame up and burst. And
right.
I think I think with a lot of the things that have been happening with Flameheart coming around and all of these cursed chests and the Gold Hoarder's curse, that, you know, I can see an overarching storyline slowly progressing that's going to be similar to the Wanda thing that's coming. And I have a feeling that we're going to learn more about these chests, these cursed chests. So.
All right, that's interesting because I saw it in the trailer. I watched the trailer for this update, and they said these chests contains the angry souls of pirates and cool them down. Like, really? So I just thought they were a cool game mechanic, but apparently there's some story behind it. That's interesting.
I believe there's definitely thought put behind them for sure.
So is it each chest is unique, like contains one soul or multiple souls?
I think it's just one. They didn't really say specifically what it was, but just that it contains a soul. So.
All right, because if you grab the grog barrel, like you jump around and then you hear multiple people, so could be multiple.
Oh, that's
souls,
true. Maybe.
So
maybe
yeah,
it is.
Interesting stuff to think about. I love it, by the way, that they do this lore stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
It took me a while because in the beginning of the game we didn't have the tall tales. And now more stuff is getting revealed, and it's getting more interesting too. So they're doing a good job with that. Yep. Yeah. The only other thing I want to say about Chest Rage is I think it looks cool.
Oh yeah, I know.
I think from all the 3 cursed chests, this one is the best one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's continue to the voyages. Yeah, it's a bit of a rehash because we had done the Skeleton Lords, we done the Scully fights, digging. It's all stuff we already done, but I think it's a good rehash because it really helps completing commendations. We get the chance of getting the mega cags. We get the chance of getting the Wreck and Bone crates that make a return. If you still need to defeat your Skeleton Lords, you can do this with this voyages. All stuff I don't need to do, but I think a lot of people do. So yeah, it's a good voyage for that. And the PL one is also quite challenging if you want to do it solo, which I don't recommend. Since you fight two lords at the end. No, you should definitely have a crewmate to do that.
Yeah, I found that one out by mistake the first time. I was sitting there like the very first. No, I did solo. The very first time I grabbed any of those missions, I did the Pirate Legend one. Got to the end and had 2 Skeleton Lords spawn on me. It was quite a fight.
Yeah,
I thought it was a bug. Yeah. I was like, I got 2. This is great. Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. We needed something a little more challenging for sure.
Yes. And it's good. It's good that they added. You also get a firebomb crate during these voyages. And I think you get 2 if you do the legendary one, but I'm not entirely sure. But at least guaranteed 1. And the firebomb crate is a new crate and obviously contains firebombs, which will surely help with commendations. Because they added a slew of new commendations where firebombs come in really handy. So let's make a nice segue to the commendations. I think you want something to say about this?
Oh, yes. Let's go back to that Chest of Rage. So, one of the commendations for the players is to destroy 1,000 skeletons with fire. Which, when you think about that is a lot of skeletons.
It is.
Just finding them, killing them, and then making sure that you have enough fire to do it is just insane. So I was trying to think of ways. I'm like, I have this exploding chest. How can I get more skeletons? How can I get more fire? And I was on the Molten Sands Fort, and I was trying to blow them up there. And that works fairly well. You can kind of train the skeletons around, slash the sword, or slash the chest a few times. 7, I think, makes it explode. And you can get some skeletons that way. And I was like, this is pretty good, but I'm dealing with, volcanoes, I'm dealing with eruptions, I'm trying to stay away from other players, because generally I play solo. And I'm like, what else can I do? And it's like, what about the skeleton ships? The skeleton cloud? What if I go farm a few of these rage chests? I go bury my ship, and I take them onto a galleon. Because the galleons don't take fire damage. Right? I mean, they catch on fire, but they go out very quickly. So I spent about 4 hours one night running around. I collected 6 chests, ferried them all over to the skeleton cloud, got on one of the galleons, and just farmed them over. And this thing was a flaming inferno constantly. It was amazing to watch. Just blowing up, fire everywhere, skeletons dying. And you know what? None of it counts.
No.
I couldn't believe it. I thought I was like, I'm going to farm
God.
this. I'm going to have 1,000 in no time. Yeah, Rare kind of caught on to that one. So, but it was awesome to see.
It was a good one. I'm rubbing my hands. I'm like, oh, the next time I'm going to play, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, well, I'm letting you guys know right now.
YouTubers for, right? To test this shit out.
It didn't work. And I was like, oh. So, yeah. But I'm going to find some other stuff. There's got to be other ways that I can farm these skeletons. So
yeah, sure. And they're not time limited, so you just need to do them fast. But
I have a few other things. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
No. Go for it.
I was going to say, I'm still going to do some testing. So if there's anybody out here who has some thoughts, so I'm trying to figure out, is it only the skeletons on the ship that don't count? Do they have to be aggro? Because I went back to my ship and I watched them sail around. Maybe I have to be on their ship. I don't know. I'm going to try a few more things, and then I'll let you guys know.
That's a good one. And do they need to catch fire, or do they need to die to the fire as well? Do you know that?
They need to die to the fire.
They need to die to the fire. Right, that's
but
good
when
to
you
know,
put,
because the accommodation doesn't make it that clear. So let's clarify that for the watchers.
Yeah, they have to die to the fire, because I've lit them on fire and then hit them with my sword, and I don't think I get the accommodation. They have to physically die. So.
All right.
So there's a lot of running around and putting yourself out. That's what this accommodation is going to be.
Nice. And the segue I wanted to make before, you said you got like 6 chests of rage on your ship, right?
Yeah.
So how do you get this chest of rage really fast?
I would go start some of the legend. I'd basically buy all 4 of the bounties of rage voyages.
Mm-hmm.
I'd run around to the island, get the chest, cancel the voyage, put another voyage down. Since they're all in the roar, you can pick up 4 super fast.
Yes.
And then I just went back to the outpost, bought some more, and I figured, well, if I buy 6 and they sit beside each other and one fires off, does it damage the other one enough to set it off and then start a chain reaction? And it looks like it does.
All right. Well, again, more testing, but we'll figure that out. But
it's only the first week.
It is only the first week. Yep. But so what we've been doing too. But we've not been doing it for the chest of rage, but we've been doing it for the keys, because you will get a key master too. So we wanted to get those tombs knocked out as fast as possible. But the keys are 99 doubloons now, so let's do the voyages. And one island, I think it's Scorched Pass. And the other island is Cursewater Shores. And I think those are the only 2 islands. And they're really close to each other. And you get a chest of rage each time. And you get a Ashen Keymaster each time. Just, if you want to farm those, do this. And you get that done in no time.
Yeah. That's definitely the best way to get those keys and chests.
All right. Anything else you want to say about accommodations?
No. Just, it's going to be a lot of fun killing skeletons, which I love to do.
Yep. There's one thing I want to ask you, because there's this commendation, and it's you need to be on an active fort with another crew, and I think you need to light several skeletons on fire at the same time. How do you feel about that commendation?
They had that commendation way back in the day as well, where you had to basically blow up a bunch of skeletons with powder kegs. That can be fun, but it can also be really stressful to do, because a lot of the time, as soon as you roll up on an active fort with another ship, they're aggressive towards you. Even if you've got white flag flying and you're saying, hey, I'm friendly, I just want to get the commendation, sometimes it can be really, really hard to get in there and get those kills. So it'll be interesting.
If I see a ship coming to me while I'm doing a fort and saying I'm friendly, white flag, I'm like, all right, that's just easy kill for me. I'm gonna fucking sink you. So
yes, of course.
I'm one of those guys that doesn't want to work together, but you kind of need to if you want this accommodation.
Exactly. So you gotta play nice for a little while.
Yes, just for one day, and then you come back to your PvP shenanigans again.
Yep.
And speaking about forts, there's only 1 fort active during this month, and it's something I don't like, but maybe you have a different opinion about it.
Oh yes, the Molten Sands Fortress. Well, I've said it in a couple of my videos. I'm like, this fortress really just doesn't feel like it's worth doing. It's not particularly hard, but the problem is the distance that you have to travel to get there, and then obviously the volcanoes can be a real pain in the butt. depending on if they erupt all the time or not. So the fact that this is the only skeleton fort that's up this month, I really kind of don't like it, but I do like the fact that the update, the Bounty Rage Voyages, the Molten Sands Fortress, and everything that is happening this month is literally in that corner of the map. Because that's immediately going to make people get together, fight, or not fight, or betray each other, and for me, that's the best part of this game. So I like what they're trying to do, but I think what they've done is maybe intimidated a lot of the newer players to even go there.
Yes, I completely agree with that. And I want to add to that, because the rewards of the fort aren't that big, and I think if the rewards were a little bit higher, it would be worth it to have the pain of the volcanoes to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you will get a guaranteed Ashen chest, and we need to open them again for the tombs, because we're on the final volume. I think it's the Tombs of Resurrection, if I'm saying that correct.
Yep.
And we'll get some ship cosmetics if we turn them in, and the Eye of Reach if we collect all 5. So how do you feel about those rewards?
I think they're pretty great. I've been really trying to collect those tombs because they are really difficult to find all of them. But all the Ashen ship liveries, all the weapons, all the tattoos that come with it, all of that stuff looks really sick. I like it a lot. So
I think it's great.
Excited to collect it all. Yeah.
Yep, I really like the. Go for it.
Oh, I was just going to say I like the fact that Rare, with each update, this one's spanning the last 3 updates, but I like the fact that they offer cosmetics specific to the time period that you play, because it kind of differentiates your pirates later on in the game. So people see you rolling in a skin that's a year old, and they go, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't mess with that guy. He's playing with, day 1 eye patch. Maybe this is a bad idea." So it's kind of cool.
They only see that eye patch just a moment before they die, I can tell you.
Exactly, yep. Come take a look at my eye, stab. So.
Yeah. But yeah, I also think that's really cool. Yeah, the cosmetics, and you see the different layers. It's nice, it's cool, I like it. And the rewards for tombs this time, the ship looks super sweet. I think I like this better than the previous Ashen ship, which is also one of my favorites. We still need a hull, I think. Even if you watch the trailer, they don't have a hull yet. So, maybe we'll get that soon. Yeah, it's the only thing. And I'm really finicky with this. Not enough finicky. How you can say it? I want a complete set, otherwise I won't say with it. Yeah. So I want my hull, and then I'm gonna rock the rest of the beautiful set, including that amazing figurehead with the swirling flames.
Awesome. Yep.
And I just got all the tombs done yesterday, by the way, so don't need to do that.
Congratulations. I have 2 left.
Thanks. All right, I'm sure you get them. All right, but now we can also buy Ashen keys to open those chests.
Yes.
Something new. And I like it, and I actually agree with the pricing, because previous updates, and the balloons were everywhere. Everybody was swimming in them. So it's nice that the prices are a bit higher. And if you got the balloons, you can buy it. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, because those keys were very, very hard to come by previously. So.
Yep.
And I know that after this next update, once the Rage Voyages are gone, those keys are going to go back to being difficult to find. So, get them now.
Get them now. That's a good tip. I totally agree with that. Let's go to the black market. Stuff that's added there. We have the Rose ship, the bone instruments, and the ocean ship. No, what's it called? The ocean crawler.
Ocean crawler.
Yeah, ship and clothing. How do you like those new cosmetics?
The Rose ship is really awesome. I don't personally have that one, but I do like the art on that one a lot. It's just not my style. I tend to go for the darker pirate thing. But the art on it looks really awesome. The bone instruments, I actually have the originals, so I haven't picked those up, but they look very similar. I think they have a little more tint of green in them now.
Yeah.
It's just to differentiate between them. The ocean crawler. Ooh, that the ocean crawler ship, both the original one and this new one, I think are the most hideous ships on the seas. They are so ugly.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Oh, I mean, if you just want to roll around in something where people want to shoot you, buy the ocean crawler ship. One of my coworkers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, one of my coworkers, he for the last year has been rolling around in the original ocean crawler, and every time we're out there, he's trying to put that ocean crawler ship on, and we like brig him. But everybody likes their own thing, right? So
that's true, and I do see a lot of younger players rocking the crab outfit. By the way, don't know if you have the same experience.
I do.
Yeah, so
I think it's because it's available. Yeah, I think it's because it's available to them. Because it's not super expensive. Yeah, and it looks cool. It's just, there are other,
and then you put it on.
Yeah, there are other options out there. You're just big target on yourself.
That's true. Well, if I see somebody in the crab outfit, I'm like, all right, don't need to fear you. And it's always true.
Yep. Absolutely.
But we also get new Pirate Legend cosmetics too.
Yes.
And I like it. I don't wear them, but I like the fact that we're getting more cosmetics for Pirate Legends.
Yes, absolutely.
So the thing I'm talking about is, of course, the beard and hair cosmetics you get in the Pirate Legend hideout now. So what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, they're neat. They're not the kind of thing that I'd wear because right now a lot of them are ocean crawler themed. But I like the different styles. The styles are cool. I really like the fact that they are putting in a little bit more effort towards the Pirate Legend differential between regular people, regular pirates and Pirate Legends. So it's kind of nice to see that little bit of love because if you're on Reddit or you watch a lot of YouTube, people complain a lot about Pirate Legends getting nothing. Right? You bust really hard to get to the end of this level. You're basically the end game, and you get a hat if you grind a lot of Athenas, right? So So it's nice to see a little bit, and like I said, it's not really my thing, but it's cool that they're putting in that effort. So
So what exclusive PL cosmetics would you like in the future?
I would like to see more full sets like the Ghost. I don't like the purple Barney pirate's gotta go. I mean, granted you get that for free when you hit Pirate Legend, but it's nice to see more really high-end Pirate Legend gear. Would be super nice because when when newer players see someone rolling around in an Athena's, I've legitimately had people tell me I'm terrified because they're like, it's a Pirate Legend. Granted, that's not always true. But it does have an effect on the seas. It does have an effect on the people that play. It does have a presence. And I think if we had a Pirate Legend Athena's 10 specific super hard line to collect, I mean really hard, where you're looking at not grinding, but a 6 month at least dedication to trying to get something, I think that would be something on the seas that you wouldn't see very much. And it would definitely make people question whether or not they want to go against you. And I think it should be kind of PvP related. It should be accommodation related, maybe even tall tales related. I mean, you got to unlock everything. Like, unlock 100% of the game. Boom. That's a Pirate Legend, right? Like, it's got to be hard to get. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to see.
So basically, you're saying there should be another tier above PL?
Yeah, like, literally unlock. I mean, it's hard to unlock 100% of a game that changes every month. But I mean, you need to unlock some really difficult things, like all of the tall tales 100% for sure. You have to reach Athena's 10
all of the fish.
For sure. Yeah. But all the fish, right?
Oh, my.
I mean, make it hard. Make it a legendary thing, right? Sink 1,000 player ships. Make that an accommodation. Sink 1,000 player ships.
I would love that, by the way.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
they can count that, right?
They
This
can.
got to be
They
accounted
released
for
a lot
that.
of those stats. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
On
that's true.
the year in
I
review, they
checked
said
them.
how many players. Yeah. So make that
That's true.
a minimum. Like make
Yes,
that a true pirate legend.
I agree. I agree. That would be
Yeah.
cool. That would be definitely cool. And what kind of cosmetics are you thinking about? How should they look like?
Oh well, I mean that really depends. Me,
Hmm.
I like the Captain Jack Sparrow look. Right. I mean, that's just me. I think he's the quintessential pirate, so I kind of really like that type of look.
hmm
But you know, everybody has their own opinion. So, and Rare's pretty cool. I mean, you were rocking it this morning with the Viva Pinata ship. I mean, Rare does a bunch. They do a bunch of cool things. They have like the dirty
They
bilge
do.
rats, which feel like a real true
I love
pirate, and then
that.
they have
I
the
love
Viva
that.
Pinata, which is just awesome. I'm gonna have to get that. Every time I see it, I first saw it, I'm like, I'm never gonna get this thing, but every time I see it now, I'm like, I have to roll in that ship.
Yeah,
So,
same. It.
but
I'm gonna be
they,
real honest. That ship cosmetic was I didn't buy it. It was my buddy that bought it.
oh,
So and I pester him. I know he got it. So every time I say with him, like, oh, put the VVPL shit on because it's amazing. I want sailing with it,
it,
but
yeah.
I'm a bit poor.
It's a whole level higher than the ocean crawler, but in a good
Oh,
way.
that's for sure.
Yeah,
Two worlds
you know
apart.
what I mean? Yeah.
Yep,
So,
I totally get it. But
but
I
I don't
think
know.
I might buy it actually. Thinking about it, I love the
Yeah,
ship.
I think I'll probably pick that one up. But yeah,
Um,
so whatever they do, I would hope that they would do more cosmetics, weapons,
yeah,
gear, ship liveries, and make it just literally this is a pirate legend for you to have this.
yep, yeah, totally agree with that. So yeah, come on, Rare, give us more cosmetics for PLs. And a tall tale too, but that's a whole different discussion. Let's get back to the
Yeah.
update at hand because they also did a bunch of combat improvements.
Yes.
Have you heard about it? Have you read about it?
I have. A lot of it's the sword play, which I think
Mm-hmm.
is interesting. They fixed. It seems like it was more of a bug fixing thing. I ran into a few of the issues with the blocking that they said they had fixed, where I would shoot somebody, switch to my weapon, go to block, and it wouldn't block, and then I get stun
Mm-hmm.
locked because I have a bunch of guys chopping me, and I would die. And it was very frustrating because I didn't know why until I read those patch
Mm-hmm.
notes, and I was like, "Oh, it's a bug, of course." So I've been testing it out, and yeah, it's totally fixed. You can do quick switching now. You can hold in your block. If you switched your gun and back to your block, you can still continue to block. It's for defensive purposes. It's been fixed. It's really good.
Oh, that's good to
That
know. That's good to
yeah,
know.
I don't really feel like combat is better though. I still feel
Okay.
like the sword is unbelievably clunky to this day.
Hmm.
I mean, yes, I can block, but the double gun is the meta right now. And even though
Mm-hmm.
Rare's been saying like, "Hey, we want to try and increase the abilities of the sword so that we can get more balance," they didn't really increase the abilities of the swords other than defensive against other swords, which is still clunky.
Hmm.
So I had a few ideas for things like that where I was hoping they may not do this, but my thoughts on the sword meta is basically they need to remove or greatly reduce that delay between swings when you miss or when you hit terrain,
Mm-hmm.
because it just feels like you're not doing anything. Granted, you can move now, which is helpful because before you'd be stun locked, but it still feels super clunky. So yeah, get rid of that delay. Have those swords go. And when you're in a sword to sword meta and you get blocked, there's a slight knockback, and then you can have the swing delay because that will kind of allow the defender to have an advantage and put a slight disadvantage to the attacker for making a mistake, essentially. And I think with the faster swing speed, you're now going to be able to do more damage to double gunners who, if you're on PC, are also going to be doing macros and are just going to wreck you super fast.
Yep.
So then with regards to sword versus double gunners, I would say that there's still an issue with you hit a double gunner with a sword and they can still get that aimed shot off on you and kill you. which to me is ridiculous. You should never be able
Mm.
to do that. If there's a guy hitting you with a sword, you should be hip shotting at best. I could see you just firing off, and maybe you get lucky, maybe you don't. But the fact that I can actively aim in the between a sword swing and kill a guy, that just seems wrong. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then
And
there's also the mermaids. They have the mermaid stuff as well, which is, I don't know if you want to count that as combat, but the new mermaid stuff is pretty interesting too. So, you jump off your ship, your mermaid spawns quicker, which is very helpful. It's very nice.
Mhm.
If you're on an enemy ship or getting close to an enemy ship, say you're trying to sneaky board them or you're trying to board them through cannons or sword lunges or whatever, your mermaid will actually spawn less frequently. And I've confirmed those do work. The one problem that I run into is if you are in combat now and say you miss your board, which, it happens. Everybody misses. You miss that board. Now you're in a big pile of trouble because it's going to take you forever to get back onto your ship.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, it is
I still need to
significantly
get in
longer.
those situations to test that
Yeah,
out.
it's
But
if you're for me like solo player, if you land a couple of shots, you get some good distraction, you jump off your ship to try and go board the other guys, you missed your board for whatever reason, they go over you, or maybe a wave just doesn't catch the ladder the right way. You will probably sink before you get back to your ship.
yeah.
Especially if they've landed shots on you. Well, if they land shots on you while you're off your ship, yeah, you're done. So.
Yep. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. So it's good and it's bad. And again, it's the first week, so we kind of need to spend more time working on the mechanics and stuff like that. So.
That's true. But the reason they did that, not making your mermaid spawn when you're near a rival ship, is so that you can be more sneaky. So they have thought about it.
Yep.
But maybe this is not the right way to do it.
Yeah, I like the sneaky part, but I'm looking at the average use case, right? Like very few people pull the sneaky sneaks, but when you get into ship-to-ship combat, there's always boarding. So
yes,
I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to do some arena. Go roll in the arena and see how that works. All right, sounds good. Let's do it.
Let's talk about the Reaper's chest now, because they balanced it. They balanced it in two ways. First way is they're more rare, and the other way is they reduce the price for the Reaper's bounty.
Correct.
Don't know if they done it for the Reaper's chest, if the balloons changed at all. Do you know that?
That I don't know, because I haven't turned in any of the regular Reapers since the patch.
All right,
I assume they're probably the same, because they weren't a lot of doubloons to begin with. So
yeah, I think they're the same too. Like I have turned them in, but I just don't look at my counters anymore. I'm like, it's money, doubloons, whatever. But the Reaper's Bounty is something I do want to discuss, because I say it in my review for this update, but they reduced it from 25,000 to 10,000. And that's a big drop. That's a really big drop. And 10,000 is it's a lot of money, but I think you're better off doing a voyage and get some captain's chest, fill in the skulls, and you get the same amount if you turn it in. So is it really worth it going for a Reaper's Bounty anymore?
No, not at all.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so I don't feel inclined to go for them. And that's a shame. Because they promoted PvP, and granted, if one is close, especially if I see it on somebody's ship, I'm going for it. Don't get me wrong, but I won't sail a big distance anymore for them. So that's something that I don't really like about this update.
Yeah, that's
something I do like. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you agree?
No, I just agree with you.
Anything else? All right.
Nope.
Because I like to make segues. Something I do really like is the animal health. I love it. Because they die with one flintlock pistol shot, one sniper shot, they're dead. It's so fun.
Yeah. You don't have to chase pigs around an island.
Nope. So, and I'm also doing immersion voyages to collect the animals, so I don't need to worry about killing them. So I really like it.
Yep.
The only thing, maybe you know this, because they also try to make a connection with the lore with this change, because if you reach a patch note, if you read them, they say that the animals have become weaker because of the return of Flameheart.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that's quite an
Interesting.
interesting way to. Well, I have the patch notes right here. I'll read it for you. Flameheart's
Sure.
return has had an effect on the island wildlife. Chickens, pigs, and snakes now have reduced health. So interesting.
Yeah, I
So they
wonder
could have
what the
just
connection.
same. Like I don't get it. I think he just hate pigs. I don't know. Have you been to the Reaper's hideout in this update?
I have. Yeah, I go there
What do
every
you think
time
of
just
it?
to kind of look around. It's cool. I think it's going to become a fort for sure. I think whenever this
Oh.
giant meta happens, well,
Hmm.
I don't know what it's going to be. Whatever this giant meta that's going to happen with regards to Flameheart, the last few updates, the Mass Stranger, all of these things, I'm looking at this going, I think this is going to be Flameheart's base when he returns or something along those lines. Because
Hmm.
everything is pointing to that. It's right in the center of the
Hmm.
map. It's going to be the, Wanda all over again. And that's going to be, in my opinion, that's going to be where it starts from.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
but it's
I
cool.
don't think
I
it's
like
gonna
the
be. I
monthly.
don't think.
Oh, go
No,
ahead.
go for it. Go for it.
Oh, I was just going to say, yeah, I'm excited to see what it's going to become.
Yeah. Yeah. Me too. I like that it changes over time, and every time you go there, it's a bit different. I really like that. But I don't think it's gonna be a fort actually. I do think it's gonna be the accumulation of the next set of tall tales we're getting right now. I do believe I think
Oh,
the final tall tale will be there. I think.
all right.
Um, and maybe the final fight for Flameheart will be there. That's what I'm
Nice.
thinking.
Yeah,
But
I'm looking.
it's pure speculation, of course. The thing that is interesting is that there are accommodations associated with this hideout. So you have a lot of stuff that you need to turn in there. And the accommodation reads like turn in 20 captain chests, I think, in a
Hmm.
Reaper's hideout. And those are not time limited. Those were their previous update and their, I think, previous update or the update
Hmm.
before that. I can't remember anymore. And their
I
accommodations are
think it was the
still there.
previous one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So you still, even this update, you can go there, and for future updates, those commendations will still be there. So I feel there will always be an NPC at Reaper's Hideout to turn that loot in.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah.
So maybe the Masked Stranger will eventually disappear or be revealed that she's Wanda. Like, is that even a secret anymore? Spoilers.
Well, it's still
Uh,
speculation, right? But
it's still
it chance
speculation,
if
but
you're on, yeah,
it's so
yeah,
obvious. It's
it's pretty
there's so
obvious.
many hints to it in the game right now. And one of them I wanted to discuss with you too.
Sure.
Um, but we will do that after this. So I think maybe the Masked Stranger will disappear, but there will always be an NPC or something to turn in the loot to get those commendations. But it is
Yep.
interesting. I'm excited. I want to see the next update just to see what they're going to do with Reaper's Hideout.
Yep. Absolutely.
Um, all right, the thing I alluded before, because now I think we talked about everything we want to talk about, right?
Yep. Yep.
All right. So, there's a hidden room in Wanda's workshop. I don't
Yeah.
know if
Wanderer's
you've
Refuge. Yeah.
seen One Wanda's Fuse yet. Have you seen it in this update?
I I did. That was I made a beeline. That's one of the other places I go after every update, and ran
Same,
around and
same here.
yeah. And I
So,
think it was actually Falcor that pointed it out and was like, "Ooh, you could go click this little skull and go check out the
oh,
back room," which I've actually already been in, but I didn't do it the right way.
I know. I've seen that video of you. Um, it's too bad that you say Falkor because I discovered it myself and I was like,
Oh
I
no!
didn't see I didn't see any other YouTuber do it, so I made a video about it. You can check it on my
Ah,
channel. But Falkor, why not? Ah, shit.
it's all
I'll try
right.
to be faster next time.
We'll edit that part out. We'll edit that part out, and then it'll say, and then Cozy here found it first, and he was awesome. I saw it on his channel, and it was amazing, and everybody is
Falkor got
just
it from
following
my
him.
channel.
He totally did. They just totally stole it from me. There we go. There you go, everybody.
All right.
Cozy
So
did it
I don't know
first.
if the thing that I haven't seen Falkwart's video, but there's actually a hint of that skull on Reaper's hideout. Do you know if he talks about that?
Oh, I did not know about that.
Because I didn't talk about it in my video. I discovered it later because one of my subscribers commented in my video, and he said, like, if you go to the hideout, there's sketches laying around, and one of those
Hmm.
sketches shows you the skull you need to turn.
Oh, the skull and the flame. Yeah, that's true. I do
Yeah.
remember those sketches, but I would have never put that two and two together.
Nope. Nope, me neither. And if I think if you go to Reaper's Hideout now, there's this galleon,
Hmm.
like half laying against the side, and if you go in the entrance there and look to your right, I think that's the sketch that is describing the skull. So,
Awesome.
yeah. And I want to ask anybody who's watching this, check it out. It's a really cool cave, a really cool room over
Did
there.
you?
Yes,
I was going to say, did you find the book as well in the cave?
the journal.
Yeah, the unmarked
Yes,
journal that you can read. Yeah,
yes, yes. It's
that
very
confirms
revealing.
it's Wanda. Yeah, it
It
confirms
does
it's
confirm
Wanda.
it's Wanda. There's a lot of stuff there about Stitcher Gym 2, about the
Hmm.
Dark Relics, about the Box of Secrets, about Flameheart, about marriages even. It's
Hmm.
check it
Hmm.
out. We're not going into this, but check out my video about it and forget Fall Course, and then check it out
No,
for
no,
yourself. Read the
yours.
journal.
You did it first.
All right. So to wrap this part of the podcast up, how do you think this update compares to the other updates?
I think this is a good filler update for what is about to come. I
Hmm.
think
Yeah.
probably by uh, the Sea of Thieves birthday in April, March, when that update lands, I think all of this is going to come to a head and we're going to have another world size event like the first time we ran into Wanda.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. That would
Yeah,
be
so
cool.
I like how they're basically breadcrumbing us to what this next major event's going to be. And I think they're going to drop it silent too, because they haven't said anything about the birthday. We knew that the anniversary patch was coming for a
It's
long
true.
time. We're getting
Yes.
close to that anniversary again, and it's been crickets. So,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think we're not gonna get anything special, if I'm honest. I think we're gonna get a sizable update next month because the
mhm.
last three are kind of small, let's be fair. And we're also gonna get a sizable in April because April is the anniversary, right? Is
Yep.
that correct?
I
Yeah.
think, yeah, the
So I
end
think
of
we're gonna
April.
get two sizable, and but that's about it. I don't think we'll get anything that special. But I hope I'm wrong. I'm gonna tell you that I'm hoping I'm wrong. Hope we're gonna get something big. Do
Yep.
you think they're gonna add something big, like a new mechanic, like we had the fishing previous year?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not quite sure
Like,
on that
man,
one. Maybe they'll have something that we can use for that. I'm just kind of hoping that all of these storylines get tied up, and you
yeah,
know, that's
I,
the
I,
thing that I'm looking forward to.
yeah, I
How
think
about
we'll
you?
get it
What do you
this
think?
time. Well, I
Yeah.
think we're gonna get a new Tall Tale soon, and because they have to, like, they start this new set of Tall Tales, and this new set of Tall Tales, grant we only have one at the moment, which is Seabound Soul, but the Seabound Soul has stuff about things that are happening right now. So if you go to the shipwreck on Shipwreck Bay, the Black Witch, you see the dark rituals scattered around. So that's a
Hmm.
way to connect the things that are going around with the tall tales that are happening right now. So I think with Reaper's Hideout, I think we're gonna get a tall tale about it or something like that. Um, I don't think we're gonna get a set of nine tall tales, but around nine, I think, which conclude the entire story of Flameheart at the moment, and we'll get that gradually over the next year. That's what I'm
Right.
thinking.
Yeah.
And then a new
All
Exos
that.
comes out, and we'll see what happens then.
Yeah. Exactly. Awesome.
um, yeah, so those are our thoughts on the updates. Please stick around if you're listening to us because we are going to go into a bonus section where we are going to discuss the things we want for the future in Sea of Thieves. Some things we actually discussed a little bit, but I'm
Mhm.
sure we both have topics we want to discuss as well.
Sure. So
Or do you want to take a
future
break?
content. Oh no, you go. Actually, you go. I've been talking a lot.
Oh no, it's fine. I like that you talk a lot since English is not my first language. So it's
All
really
right.
cool to have a co-host that actually talks a lot. I like that. I think the viewers like that too. All right,
Well, good.
so let's get into the bonus contents. I've written a few things down.
Yep.
I only worked out one, so hopefully I can make up the rest as we go along. But I basically want the one thing I want the most for Sea of Thieves is enemy variety, because I've been wanting this since before the Hungering Deep even, because I'm so fucking sick of fighting skeletons. I get they're part of the lore, and but come on, it's every time it's skeletons, and they do cool stuff with that. The reskin, and we have the plant
hmm
ones and shadow ones, and we got the Flames of Fate skeletons, and yeah, it's all nice, but it's always skeletons. The only other enemy type we have are sharks, right? So come on, give us something else, like wildlife, like snapping turtles or pesky parrots or even hammerhead sharks. Make new skins so they look a bit different, or octopi that grab you when you're on the coast or something like that. So that's something I
Yeah.
really want.
That.
Which is a bit weird too, because you remember the first roadmap they did for Sea of Thieves? Very first
Uh,
roadmap. Do you remember that?
I'm trying to recall.
Because
Did
they
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 talk
were
about
there was
enemy
even
variety?
a little bit.
Okay.
Because that was even before the developer updates that are also a thing of the past
Oh,
right now. So
right,
goes to
right.
show how long we've been playing this game. Uh, but the very
Every day for two
first,
years, baby.
yeah, I'm still not sick of it. It's amazing. But in the
Yep.
first roadmap, they said, okay, we're gonna do Bilgehead Adventures every 2 weeks, and
hmm
then every season or something like that, or every 2 or 3 months, we're gonna do a big update. And the first one was Hungering Deep, and they announced the name. I think they did it. They announced the name then, and it said it's gonna have a new AI, and that
Yep.
was the Megalodon. Really nice.
Yep.
And then the next update was also going to have a new original AI, which was the skeleton ships, I think, if that counts as new AI. Um, and then the third update, which was actually Forsaken Shores, which introduced Devil's Roar, they
hmm
also said they didn't name it back then, but they also said this one is going to have a big new AI too, like in the vein of the Megalodon, in the vein of the Kraken, but we didn't have it. So I was hoping to get more, even if it was big enemy variety, I was hoping to get more enemy variety that way, but we didn't really get it. And I don't count skeleton lords. Like, right, they're a bit new, but there's still skeletons. Like, I don't really count
hmm
that. So yeah, I don't know. I really hope we'll get it in the future, but they never talk about it,
That's true. That's a good
about
point. Yeah.
enemies.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Any enemies you want to see, or are you cool with how they're doing it right now?
I've never really thought that much about it. I like the lore of the skeletons. The fact that they
Mm-hmm.
become cursed. I like the. I can understand the reasoning why they stuck with the skeleton theme because it fits with all of the lore and stuff that they've already discussed about why you could
Mm-hmm.
become a skeleton, why you could become a ghost, what's going to happen to the people in the Sea of Thieves over time. I guess one of the good things to segue with what you're discussing would be the
Mm-hmm.
mermaids, because the mermaids are a
Oh
perfect
yeah,
example of where they could start bringing in new AI, they could start bringing
that's
in new
true.
enemies, and they're not really trying to justify a new type of lore or a different type of lore. Because I know people say things like, let's get giant crabs. And, I'm alright for crabs. Crabs are cool, right? Like, that would be a new land enemy. But,
Mm-hmm.
like, the mermaids are already there. They already exist. They're already in the game. They
Yeah,
already
that's
have the
true.
lore. You could bring in that level, that world, and it would seem seamless right out of the gate. But I can imagine
True.
that's a lot of work. I'm a video game
Yeah.
I'm a video game developer for my career, So I know when
Uh-huh.
I see that, I go, ooh. Like, that is substantial to try and get that in, which might be the reason why the Devil's Roar one also didn't have a new AI. It was just
Yeah.
too much of a lift given the short timelines that they're trying to release their stuff on. So I can't blame them for that.
Yeah.
But that could be a thing. And then I
Right.
like the Skeleton Lords. I really like the Skeleton Lords. My issue with the Skeleton Lords isn't really an issue. Again, I'm sure this comes down to the dev cycles, is the fact that
Mm-hmm.
there are 4 of them. Granted, we only really see 3 now, unless you're doing Grey Marrow.
You're talking
Oh, I
about the
guess,
gold
and
order.
Briggsy, and 5. Oh, and the Gold Order, 6. So there's 6. There's actually 6 Skeleton Lords in the game.
Grey Marrow.
Yeah, there's Grey Marrow, Briggsy, Gold Hoarder, and the 3 regular ones.
Oh right, yeah, I
The
can't count.
Duchess,
Sorry about
yeah.
that.
But they're all the same. They're all identical. They all
Basically.
play the same. They have the same attacks. They have the same offense, the same defense, the same AoEs. And they've tried to go in and add some animation changes, but
Yes.
it's a reskin of the same guy. I would like to see either some variety, something different.
Isn't it so that the helmsman is the only one that uses a cutlass?
Well, he does use it a lot. Maybe they changed that in the last update. But I do know that for a while there, they were all being able to use pistol, flintlock, and sword based on your range. And then they'd also have the AoE knockback and the skeleton summoning.
Yep, that's true. That's something we all have. Yep.
Yeah. But I have noticed actually after this last update that the helmsman does chase me down a lot with the sword now. So
Yep.
maybe they're trying to get that meta changed. Maybe they're trying to make sure that you're creating a certain class of enemy, and the helmsman is a melee,
And
and maybe the
personality.
Duchess is, yeah. So maybe they're doing it. Maybe it's, again, it takes time. I get it. It takes a while, but
Yeah.
that's something I would like to see, is just more variety in those guys, which would be pretty awesome.
All right. Nice. Anything you want for the future of Sea of Thieves? Let's alternate a little bit here.
All right. What do I want to see? I want to see opt-in crew PvP. That is the one
All right.
thing I've been asking for a year. I want to be able to make decisions with my crew through fighting. And not being sneaky with barrels on the ship. I want to literally challenge one of my crew members and say, hey, you want to go do this thing? You beat me in a battle.
Yes. Gotcha.
You know, and I know that there's all kinds of people that don't want that. They're like, oh, you're going to get trolling. You're going to get, and I get it. There's going to be trolling. You can troll your crew now by throwing them in the brig if you really want to. We don't. We did for a while, but nobody does it anymore. We're over it.
Yeah, I was the first
I
one
would-
to Sea of Thieves. Everybody was doing that.
Exactly, right? And
It changed a
so
little bit.
I think some sort of voting mechanic to be like, yes, we're going to enable PvP or, 1v1 PvP or crew-based PvP for a period of time. I think something like that could be fun because it's part of the mechanic of the game. And,
Yep.
if your friends are being silly, like they're fishing off the bowsprit instead of doing, doing sails, that's it. It's fight time. Let's go. Right now, I just throw firebombs at guys as they're catching fish, and they don't know what to do because they're like, "Do I get rid of my trophy fish or do I die?" So
that's fun. Yeah,
it is fun.
And it's
but that's
good
something
for
I would like
training,
to see.
right?
It is, yeah. Training, and that's the other thing too. There's a lot of people like, "Oh, I'm terrible at PvP." They might be doing a lot of PvE related things. They get boarded. They get attacked by guys like you and I who like to PvP. And we wipe them. And they don't really get the opportunity to practice that much. If you're a solo player, you can't really play in the arena very well, so your PvP skills are pretty weak. If you were to allow people to duel themselves or duel other people on their ship, they could practice while they're sailing. And I think that would help with the combat meta in the game overall.
I think so too. Plus, it gives you something to do while you're sailing, right? Makes it less boring.
Exactly.
And they're doing
Fishing
a great
or
job by
fighting.
that, by the way. Yeah, indeed, fishing or fighting, a bit of both. That's a good one. I would like that too. Yep. The thing I would also want is a hideout, and I've heard a lot of people a personal hideout. I'm talking about
Oh, okay.
something that's unique to your pirate, and I've been thinking about how to implement that in the game. because you can't make a new island and say, "Oh, this is my island." That doesn't work like that. But
Hmm.
since they introduced the maiden voyage, I was like, you could do it like that, make it something solo and unique. Like go from the main menu there, just your pirate, and you have a hideout you can decorate. And there's like a, I don't know, cave area where you can see a visual representation of the money you've got. So if you got more money in your pockets, you see more piles of gold, and it changes over time and decreases over time depending if you buy stuff.
Hmm.
But you can also decorate it by cosmetics, even more cosmetics to make it a little bit more personal. And that's
Yeah.
something I really want because it's a pirate fantasy, right? And my pirate fantasy is having my own cave and look at my gold.
Yeah. Exactly. You're going to pull a Goonies, right?
Yeah, indeed. Yep, indeed, like that.
For anyone who's old enough to have watched the Goonies. Which, by the way, Sea of Thieves is heavily based off of the Goonies, so if you haven't seen it, go watch that movie. But
Have you seen references then on the seas about the Goonies?
the entire box cover of Sea of Thieves is the Goonies.
Shit. All right, I
Yeah,
need to look that
yeah,
up then.
mm-hmm,
Wait, is it from the poster then?
yeah. The Goonies is literally a skull with stuff
Oh
in the
yeah,
skull. Yeah,
you're absolutely right. I see it right now. It's a little bit different, but yeah, it's
it's an
definitely meant to
homage.
reference
It's
that.
definitely an
Yep.
homage. Yeah.
Gonna watch the
So,
Goonies
but
now tonight.
yes, you should. That
uh,
is yeah, it's an excellent movie. It's a little old, but it's a good movie. So yeah, I like your idea of the pirate hideout for sure because yeah, it does allow people to go in and do some more customization, and that's something that
mhm.
we've also been asking for a while. Things like nameplates on our ships, but I could
Yeah.
see taking that a step further by giving you a hideout to hide all of your coins, like you were saying. You know, be able to customize your stuff, build out your own pirate hideout, and plus for Rare, that gives them the opportunity to expand the Emporium even more, which gives them more revenue,
Yes.
which keeps them making the game that we love. So, yes,
Mhm.
that's a great idea.
So that's the hideout. And
Yeah.
something else you want to see?
No, not yet. I think those are two things. You know, the PvP and then yeah, the idea of the customized hideout seems really awesome.
All right. Well, I have one more then. And that's this topic I went in before. I'm gonna get a lot of hate in this in the comments, I think, but I want a battle royale in Arena.
Okay.
And I've never played battle royale before. Like I know what the concept is. I think I did it on a kind of game mode in Battlefield I did what was similar to a battle royale, but I get the concept, and it would be so cool to have an arena match where the victor is the last ship standing. I would just really like that. Just
Yeah.
PvP, even more PvP focused than arena already is, because we collect chests, and I like that. I like the thrill of getting those chests turned in and being the best at it. But something purely PvP, just about killing and sinking other players. I want a mode, and I think a battle royale mode, last ship standing, is going to be great for that.
That's true. That could be a lot of fun. That's actually what I thought the arena originally was going to be when they were first
Mhm.
talking about the PvP aspect of it. I was really
Mhm.
expecting that the PvP portion of the arena would be a lot more apparent and have
Mhm.
a higher weight associated with it than what it does. Because really, arena, you don't have to PvP and you get nothing for it. I mean, you can help detract points from players, but you get
Mhm.
nothing for really doing it. So it's really
Mhm.
you're not encouraging people to PvP. So having a PvP mode for those who like to fight, who want to get into the sword fights and the gun battles and the ship battles and boarding, I think that I would really love that. I don't really want to go around and
Mhm.
collect chests.
Yep.
I
I
do a
like
lot of
it,
that
but we
already.
want other stuff too. Yep, indeed.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. And it's a bit disappointing, a little bit disappointing, I think, because in the beginning when Arena came out, they said, all right, we're gonna split it. Like we're gonna keep adding stuff to adventure mode, and we're also
Hmm.
gonna do the same for it for arena. So it's like, oh, nice. So that's gonna evolve into something even more. But didn't really happen. Like we got sloops, like that was something new, but also something that everybody expected, and even from the very beginning to have an arena. And the second thing was a new set of cosmetics and commendations. And like, yeah, that's not really that new either. It's cool that we have something more to complete, but it's not. I don't feel arena is really evolving the way it should.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's been almost a year and it hasn't really
Hmm.
had any mechanics changes. Um,
Nope.
I think I know they've talked a lot about balancing. They've talked a lot about trying to get that experience up. And I do agree with that sentiment, but I think the
Hmm.
biggest problem with the arena, and I'm sure Rare knows about this, is the matchmaking needs a
Oh
major
yes.
overhaul.
Yeah.
The fact that
It's
you
too
could sit
it's
there
too
for,
easy for players like us.
well, not even that. It's just the loading.
Okay.
Maybe given different times of the day, it's better. But when I play, usually if I play in the morning or I play around, sometimes I play with my coworkers at lunch and we try to do
Hmm.
arena, we could wait easily 20 minutes or more before a match starts. And once we get in there, 50% of the people drop out and we usually have one ship that we go against. And so we haven't really been playing arena very much at all because that's the
Mm.
experience that we get. And I'm not worried about things like making sure that we have enough players on the boats and stuff like that. Granted, you don't want one galleon with one person. But I think the matchmaking in general just needs a major
Hmm.
overhaul so that they can continue to launch missions quicker and then people will play.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
you're
really
right.
bogged down right now. So,
Yep. Yeah, couldn't agree more with that. All right. I think that kind of wraps up this podcast for now. One final thing for I want to ask you again is where can
mhm.
people find you if they want to check out your content?
I am on YouTube as Old Buccaneer. You can search for me there. I should pop up. Yeah, I'm on Discord, Twitch, Mixer, Twitter, all of those things. Everything's under Old Buccaneer. You should be able to find me pretty easy there.
Nice. That's quite a list. And you can find me at Captain Blubber, but you already knew that because you're watching this podcast.
That's true.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you very much. It was fun. Thanks for inviting.
I think we should do this more often too.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
totally up for doing this once a month or
it's
whatever,
quite
whenever the new
easy to,
updates.
yeah, once a month. Yeah, maybe two times a
Yeah.
month, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this goes well. If it goes well. But I'm thinking it will take a while before it gets off,
Yeah,
because people
absolutely.
are going to YouTube to watch videos and not to listen to podcasts.
Yep.
Uh, but I think the few people who are gonna watch it are gonna be really into it. So, and it's also gonna a lot of my subscribers will go to your channel. I'll bet you that.
Ah, appreciate it.
Um,
That's what
yeah,
cross
yeah, no,
collaboration does
sure.
for us, right? So,
Yep, indeed. You just need to invite me one time to your stream so I can promote my channel.
well, actually, I was going to ask you about that.
Oh,
So it's sort of related, but I'm starting a new. For anyone who's listening, surprise spoiler. Uh, I'm going to start a new segment series on my channel, which is basically the community spotlight. Because I've had a
oh,
lot of people
okay.
lately who have been like, "Can I come play with you? Can I come play with you?" And I'm always
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Absolutely, let's play, let's play." Finding the time's usually the toughest part, but I have
Mm-hmm.
5 different play sessions with a bunch of community members, yourself included, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to turn those into community spotlight videos so that,
All right.
maybe as people are watching as they're playing, we get to stay together. They can actually see themselves on the channel and get to see the shenanigans they get into. Because every play session so far has been really, really good for a bunch of different reasons. So what I'll try to do is I'll actually just dedicate, one night. I'm like, all right, this is going to be a community night. I've already got it organized. We're going to go out. We're going to play together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'll try, if they're newer players, what I've been doing is trying to put them into situations that they're not used to, or they haven't experienced.
Oh, that's
So,
great.
yeah, as an example, there's a dad and his son, and they had never done a skull fort. So I said, well, we're going to go do a skull fort. So we did
that's
that.
great.
We got attacked, and there was PvP, and they sunk, and we were rowboating treasure, and it was just, the whole story was amazing, and they had so much fun. And, you know, there was the day that, I went out with you, and you were trolling us. So we got on this ship, right? And then we're trying to sink these guys, and you're not shooting them, and we're fighting all these guys over and over, and it was like fire, and like there was so many moments where that was just so much fun. I did a skull theft with a guy who was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, good, we're going to go steal a fort from this brig. And he's like, are you insane? And I said, no. I said, let's get in it. Let's get in the boat. And we hit our boat. We rowboated over. We swam in and we took the fort from him. And he's like, this game's amazing. And he was like a day 3 player. It was so I have a lot of really great videos of putting people in situations that they're completely oblivious. And sometimes it goes haywire. Like, and the last video I had, we were in a galleon and I was teaching the guys the galleon stuff, and another galleon was there and we got into a fight and it was back and forth. And, the fight wasn't particularly crazy, but these guys were all new and I think the other galleon was new too. So it was that newness that just made it exciting for everybody. And then at the end of the night, we'd all run out of supplies and we were at the fort and we were trying to supply up so we could go make another run on this galleon. And the entire galleon rowboated over to us under the cover of night and boarded us. So there was like 8 people on our ship and fire and we were going at it. And it was just like, this is what Sea of Thieves is meant to be. This is what this game is, right? So I've had great experiences with the community and I kind of wanted to return that. I wanted to share that and get people
that sounds cool.
pumped up about being in the community. So that's my goal for the next set of stuff.
It's cool. It's fun because we both do different stuff with our channels too. So I think that works really well. So
totally.
We don't make the same type of content. We're like-minded, but we don't make the same type of content, and that works really well, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have anything planned for the future? Like, what's your next video going to be?
Well, I've been working on a PvP video, like a solo PvP, how to handle situation type video for a while, but I've been having difficulty getting the last few clips. Most of my clips, it's for boarding. It's about ways of boarding people without just literally running up the ladder and getting blundered in the face. But the problem that I've been running into is I've been playing adventure and I've been attacking people. And nobody's covering their ladders, so I can't get the footage. So I'm actually
you want to show the grab and let go tactic.
Yeah, that there's a bunch of other things. Mermaid control, right? So many people just swim. Mermaid pops up. Oh, great! Hey, look, there's a mermaid. Let's cover ladders. Things like if you turn around, it'll spawn the other way that you can swim. Well, I have to double check this now that the mermaid lengths have changed, but it used to be you could speed swim for 15 seconds and stop. Granted, waves make a difference, and your mermaid will not spawn in front of you. So then you just wait. But people keep swimming. Then they spawn their mermaid. Thing pops beside the boat. I know you're coming. Like things like that most people don't think of. Other stuff like if you've got a crew that is covering the ladders well. So how do you get past them? You can do the ladder juke, and a good player is not going to fall for the ladder juke. But if you eat grubs, you can puke on them from the ladder.
All right.
So then they get that 100% of the time will allow you to board them because nobody.
Wait. You use it as a tactic?
I use it as a boarding tactic.
All right.
I'll eat a grub before I go and land on their ladder, and then I wait 5 seconds. Roughly, I forget what it was. This is a little over 5 seconds. And you have a 75% chance that grub is going to make you throw up. Because I ate like 100 grubs. I have video of it. It's all this stuff in the video. So basically, you throw up, you get on the ladder right before you board, you eat the thing. The guy's waiting at the top of the ladder. You're juking. You puke on him. He immediately is going to be like, what just happened? And you're up.
Damn. That's taking PvP to a whole nother level.
Yeah, but I gotta get the video of this stuff. I've done it, but I don't have video of it. So I've been trying to just randomly board people all over the place to try and get them to do this, and nobody on PvE has been covering their ladders.
We should.
The one time I had. I was gonna say the one time I had a perfect one. I was like, I got this. The guy was he was guarding the ladders. I was ladder juking, and I got that 25% chance when my grub didn't cause me to puke. I was like,
damn.
oh my god. So,
Damn.
but yes. So I'm very close. I've got good stuff, but I just don't have those. That particular shot is the one shot I need, and I don't have it yet.
Gotcha. Well, what we do is we sometimes get into alliance servers with my own crew, and then you can fight each other, and you can do that out. You can try it out.
That's true. Yes, I should probably do that. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're actually planning on doing it today, but I don't see anybody online.
Right.
So yeah, right. Maybe if we ever catch each other in the same time, I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So there's that. So that's my next video, and then also the community spotlight stuff, because I have 5 good videos pretty much ready to go with those. I just need to
Nice.
do some better editing on them, because what I do with the community guys is I haven't done this with you yet, but I usually edit the videos together and then I send it to them on Xbox as a surprise and say, hey, I made a video of our thing. Here's a reminder of our day together, and they tend to really like that. So they're like,
nice.
oh, that's really cool. And I haven't posted them yet because, I don't know if other people feel okay with it, but I'm going to contact everybody and be like, hey, are you okay if I post a video of our day? And so far everybody's like, yeah, that was fun. Do it. So
nice. I'd be interested in watching that too. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, ours is good.
Oh, you're gonna post the one we did? You're gonna make a post of that?
I got it all edited up, ready to go.
Really?
It's basically us sitting there going, Cozy, shoot the ship. Cozy, you're not shoot. And then they're like, oh, and you're like, no, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold off. And then we're like, guys, we are really on fire. Like, we're running out of food. Cozy, shoot the ship. And you're like, nah. So.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Oh,
yeah, it's a fun video for sure. It's a fun video for sure.
That's nice. So. Yeah, because Chris was asking me like, is Buck is he going to make a video about that? Because he should totally make a video about that. So
I did.
No, I don't think so. I didn't see anything on his channel. I don't think he will do it.
Yeah, I got it. It's more or less done. I need to do like the nice transitions and doing some audio level stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be good.
I'll keep it. I'll keep it a secret. I'll let him know when it's out. I think he'll like it.
Sounds. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So, but yeah, so that's my plan. How about you? What kind of stuff you got going on? Obviously, the podcast.
The podcast, indeed. Yeah, like I think this worked kind of well, so I'm gonna do more of them. Like each month for now should be fine. I'm thinking about inviting a crewmate too next time, so we have another person's opinion, which would be nice. And my next video is gonna be about insiders. And I know I'm not supposed to reveal anything about insiders, but the thing I can reveal are all the rewards, because that's not a secret.
That's
and
true,
I'm just gonna put that in a convenient video. So actually, this week marks 1 year of insiders. So I'm gonna make a video about that 1 year and all the rewards you're gonna get in that year. So yeah,
very cool.
That's probably one of my next videos.
Awesome. Sounds
Yep,
cool.
I hope so.
I really need to jump into Insiders one of these days. I signed up for it a year ago. I've never played it.
Yeah. We if we go offline, we can talk about it a bit more. Oh, speaking about that, I've talked about. We haven't talked about this leak in this podcast, but they leaked a new weapon.
Oh yeah. I saw that on Reddit, the chain shot thing.
Yes.
That seems cool.
So you saw it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was.
You know how it was leaked?
No, I don't know how it was leaked. I don't even think it's on Reddit anymore. Oh, it's probably there somewhere, but
it's. Are you part of the creator crew of Sea of Thieves?
I am. Yep.
Yeah, so you can download an asset pack, right? So each time an update comes around, you can download the asset pack for that month.
Yep.
Yeah, so it had a screenshot
Oh,
of the chainsaw in the asset pack, and I
oops.
think they want to yeah, oops, I think they want to release it for this update because it's like a loading screen picture, right? So it's like half drawn, half gameplay, and you know what I'm talking about, and
Yeah.
the stuff that pirates are wearing in that screenshot is the new crab outfit. So I'm thinking
Oh,
they want to release for this update, but something went wrong or wasn't ready yet, so they postponed it. So,
got
and
it.
by the way, that change would make this update way better if they added that to like another new thing in this update. That would have been grand. But
Yeah.
oh well.
Next update, I guess. Yeah.